Views, duplicating views. One of the most important things with views in Revit is learning how to properly duplicate them. And also, you need to know the effects of duplicating views. Let's start with the floor plan. You can duplicate a view the following way. In your project browser, click the view that you want to duplicate, in this case, top of floor 1. I'm going to right-click on that top of floor 1 view, and then I'm going to choose Duplicate View and Duplicate. You have a couple choices here. You can duplicate or duplicate with detailing. And keep an eye on the dimensions. I'm just going to duplicate it. So keep an eye on these dimensions right here. They're gone. So anything that is an annotation, which dimensions would be included in that, will not be carried through when you purely duplicate a view. Things like sections and elevations, they do carry through because they're considered to be datums, or they have a little bit more implications across views, so those ones actually will come through. Let's do another copy. I'm just going to click on top of floor 1, right-click, and we'll duplicate view with detailing. So now we have another copy in our project browser. It's called Copy 2, and it does have the annotation that came through. It's an exact duplicate because we did duplicate with detailing. You can click on views in the project browser and just simply hit the delete key, and then they'll be gone. Now, why are you duplicating a view? Well, what happens is sometimes you have a view where if I were to just go back to the project browser and then top of floor 1, this particular view, we've changed the scale, we've added in some dimensions for working. It's not necessarily meant for a sheet, but we may want to have one which is meant for a sheet, and it may have slightly different settings, like the walls might be blacked out. We may not show the elevation markers. We may show them. It depends. We may change the way the section bubble looks or change the way the dimensions look. It's another view to use. So if I go to this copy 2 of top of floor plan 1, let's do just a few basic changes. First of all, I'll change the scale. Let's go to 1/8. I may want to delete some dimensions. Just clicking on them and hitting delete. I may want to right-click on my elevation marker, hide in view category. And that's a new thing that we haven't talked about yet. We will get more in detail on this later. I'm just going to go hide in view category. Notice how it's already a lot more simplified. Don't forget the best practice to always name your views. So this one here, I'm going to click on it, right-click, rename, and we're going to call this one floor plan. Floor plan. There we go. The model is the same. The walls, it's the same walls are in floor plan as in top of floor 1, but it's just some of the view settings are the difference there. That's the only change between them. So that's duplicating a plan view. Duplicating a plan view is probably the easier of the duplications. It doesn't really have that many implications throughout the model. But if we take a look at top of floor plan 1, let's duplicate the section. And the reason why I'm going to do this is because you need to understand that with bubbled views, which would be like elevations, sections, callouts, when you duplicate the view, it actually duplicates the bubble. It duplicates the whole bubble, lines, whatever's part of this particular family, it duplicates the whole thing. So let's do that and find out what that means. So if I just scroll down to my sections, then I'm going to go to expand the sections tree. There's section 1. So that's the section that we made here. Let me just click on section 1. Let's right click on it and let's duplicate it. So just like we were duplicating the plan. So we can go to duplicate with detailing, good, and there we go. So now we have copy of section 1 and section 1. Now let's look at the implications for that. I'm just going to shut that view down, and let's shut that view down as well. So I shut down both of the section views. Now if I zoom in here, the section bubble, everything looks fine, but really what's happened is there's two on top of each other. So if I were to click the line of the section, if I go to the move tool and just move one section over, you'll notice now there were actually two on top of each other. And that can cause a little bit of problems because then these numbers might get garbled and it may look like a section is on the wrong sheet. So that's why I'm telling you this now. Whenever you duplicate a section, understand that you are duplicating the bubble as well, and then move it away so that you can't see that. The other option here is that you could turn it right off in the view. So if you wanted to leave it on top, I could perhaps move it up higher, and then I could just click on it, right click. I could hide in view elements, and then that particular section would be turned off. So let's undo, duplicate with detailing. So we're just going to have the one section there. All what I've shown you with duplicating the section holds true when it comes to the elevations. So if I were to duplicate east wall or duplicate the north elevation, building elevation, it would actually duplicate the bubble, and you would want to find it and then separate the bubbles or hide one of the bubbles so you don't run into that issue.